let's check in on Attila, the eagle that is paraded. That's me trying to summon in an imaginary eagle, Attila, female. You can go and see her at the WALDSTADIon. Anyway, Frankfurt are playing at home this weekend. DIE ADLER, the Eagles, in their last home game of the season. That's against St. Pauli. It's a game that has an impact for both teams, really. And I'll just confirm that. So as you can see here, look. All right, Frankfurt are currently 4 points clear of Freiburg. And according to Gonzo's maths, Frankfurt need just... Is it 2 more points, you're saying? Yeah, okay. So Gonzo's maths implies that Frankfurt need just 2 more points from these last 2 games. And that will guarantee them Champions League football next season. Of course, that does depend upon results from elsewhere, from Freiburg and Dortmund and Leipzig. But 2 more points anyway. We'll see Frankfurt home and back in the Champions League. They've not been there since 2023. It feels like, off the top of my dome. I'm sure they were knocked out by Tottenham. They played Tottenham in a Champions League group game. Was it Napoli? I'll have to do an overlay to confirm it. Anyway, it'd be great to see Frankfurt back in Champions League football. Here's like I say, it's the Sunday afternoon game against St. Pauli. Here's the potential lineups. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. So, said the bishop to the actress. Or actress to the bishop. Sorry. There you go. So we are once again seeing Kevin Trapp back in goal and captain. There's a theme here, isn't there, of teams in Germany. Not only in the Bundesliga do teams play 3 at the back, but they give the captaincy to the keeper, which is brilliant as a former member of the Goalkeepers Union. Kevin Trapp in goal to back 3 of Robin Koch, who, by the way, is in the EAFC 25 Player of the Month for April. So you can go and vote for him. The Bundesliga Player of the Month for April. Yeah, we've already cast our vote. Anyway, Michael Lise is in that lineup as well, in that nomination, sorry. So Robert Koch playing alongside Arthur Tete from Belgium, and then Tuta, the Brazilian. There's your back 3. And then we've got Nathaniel Brown, left back or left wing back. Rasmus Christensen, the Gypsy, on the right. He's on loan from Leeds of the Midlands. Where's he going to end up next season? Actually, Christensen scored last time out. Yeah, he did. He scored in a 1-1 draw with Mainz. There you go. I had to use my mind to get to the answer there. So there, and we've got Hugo Larsson, the Swede, playing alongside the... Is he Tunisian or is he Moroccan? I want to say Tunisian, Ellis Skehi. So there's your midfield 4. And then we've got Ansgar Knauf, a target for Arne Slot at Liverpool, playing alongside birthday boy from the other day, Jean-Matteo Bohoya. And they want Hugo Ekitike to score as many goals as he possibly can. He's got 15 for the season so far. There were rumours, and I'll say it, and I'm being prodded in the back before the words even come out. Yeah, Hugo Ekitike, rumours with Arsenal, more probably Tottenham and Newcastle. Everybody wants a bit of Hugo Ekitike, the ex-PSG wonderkid striker. So there's your Frankfurt team. Oh, Mario Götze, Mad Mario, the diminutive man that's been there, seen there, done it all, got the T-shirt. He hasn't got a Ballon d'Or though, sadly, which is one of the credentials that he's missing. And it's St. Pauli with Vol. I've not come across that one before. Vol in goal. So back 3 again of Nemeth, Waal and Ritzke. That's a new one. I haven't come across him before. Saliakis on the left. Philip Treo on the left. Saliakis, the Greek, on the right. That's alongside Eric Schmidt, the Swede, and Bukalfa. So that's the 2 of them in that centre, hard-working pair. And you've got the Luxembourgian Daniel Sanaini. He'll be sort of holding... What would you put that down as then? Is he sitting in front or behind? I imagine in front because he's quite an attack-minded player. Noah Weiss out back in the team. And then Gulivogi up front, who has scored a few this season. There's your St. Pauli team. Let's have a look at the form as well because I'm interested in that, as always. So Frankfurt, they're 5th in the form table. 1 win and 2 draws. Only 5 points out of their last 3 games. What they like at home. It's a better story, isn't it? 3 out of 3. That's a better story. Frankfurt, 3 out of 3. And then away from home, so I didn't look at St. Pauli. No. St. Pauli, 12th in the table for overall form, which is not far from their actual position of 14th. There you go, look, see. And then away from home, St. Pauli are 10th. One of each. And Michael Barrymore. Top, middle, bottom. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss away from home in their last 3. So 4 points on their last few away games. And then again, just look at the results and the form. So it's a 4-game unbeaten streak for the DIE ADLER, for the Eagles. And then for St. Pauli, well, they lost last time out to Stuttgart. And then prior to that, they haven't won in 4. So, yeah. But then again, St. Pauli don't concede many goals. As we can see from the overall standing, St. Pauli have conceded 37, which is on par with Leverkusen in 2nd. So they are a very miserly team. They don't score many either. Look at that. They've only scored 26, which is the lowest effort from all the teams in the Bundesliga. Actually, doing better to do it that way, wouldn't it? Look, see? St. Pauli tied with Leverkusen in 2nd for goals against. And in goals scored, they are the lowest scoring team. It's only Bochum that have scored 4 more. And they're already down, sadly. So, that's the table going into the game. Frankfurt, like we say, in 3rd. 2 more points according to Gonzo Maths. And St. Pauli, well, they're on 31 points, as are Hoffenheim. But it feels like with a 5-point gap to Heidenheim, it's just, I think, a couple more points for St. Pauli. An away draw in this game would be spectacular. And then, who have they got last time out? Oh, they've got to play Bochum, who by that point will already be down. Ooh, but they could finish Bochum as high as 17th. And just on that, by the way, there is, if you go to Bundesliga.com and find this fantastic data article, Bundesliga Matchday 33 permutations, the European race and relegation battle, it just breaks down like ifs, maybes. You know, if you're good at, well, even if you're not good at, in Excel, you do pivot tables and you can do like if and or if and then statements if you've ever done any programming. Yeah, you can come here and find all that out. But there's this beautiful graph which tells a great story, by the way. There you go, look. So here, as you can see, for the possible finishing positions in the season, Bochum, the highest they could end up is 17th. The red boxes where the sides currently are, look. So Bochum are currently in 18th. They're already down. They could finish as high as 17th, depending upon how they get on. But that last game there, where's it? Where did we look at it? Their last game of the season, St. Pauli is hosting Bochum. I think St. Pauli is safe. We think St. Pauli is safe. Looking at the table, it feels like St. Pauli is safe, but you know, you never know. Frank Schmidt, though, for Heidenheim, just jumping around, they need to get 2 wins, and they need to make sure they don't concede many goals, and they need Hoffenheim and St. Pauli to lose. On that, then, let's make a prediction. What are you thinking, Gonzo, for this one? Frankfurt with Attila, the Eagle hosting St. Pauli, who don't concede many but don't score many. Wow, that's a big number. You heard it here first, out the mouth of the Gunnosaurus Rex, Gonzo. 4-1 Frankfurt. If that comes in, it'll be reversed on us. Right, there you go. Our prediction then for our prediction for the Sunday afternoon game between Frankfurt. It's going to be 24 degrees, by the way, which is very nice indeed. If you're in Frankfurt, if you're hanging out in the Manhattan region, go and check out that game, Manhattan, because of the skyline of the financial district and the fact it's on the river, on the Mines River. Anyway, don't worry about that. Clever bit of wordplay. Our prediction then is that Frankfurt are going to win 4-1. That's coming out of the mouth of a plush toy. He's real. Of course he's real. 4-1 to Frankfurt. What do you think? What do you think the score will be between DIE ADLER and St. Pauli? Let us know, as you know the drill by now. Let us know in the comment section down below. Let us know what game you're going to this weekend. Could be Bundesliga, could be anywhere. Just let us know, right? And if you can find it in your heart to like and subscribe and pass it on, hit that share button, tell your friends. Do you know what? I'd be deeply grateful. Please. Because I'm committing to this full time, so please help me to help you. Aha! Anyway, we're going now. Take care, enjoy the football. See you on the other side.